Peace and blessings, beautiful people. Peace and blessings. This is Empress Money, and welcome to this episode of Sacred Love Lessons. So today we are on Law 4, The Art of Being You, 46 Laws of Spiritual Power. And we're covering Law 4 today. Listen to your intuition. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you really know me, you will know my Father as well, Ascended Master Jesus. If this is your first time here, I am Empress Imani, inspirational teacher of Sacred Love Lessons. I help women to honor the law within so they too can manifest the life of their dreams. Jesus was speaking to his disciples. Now, what did he mean by that? I'm going to give you my own interpretation. Feel free to interpret the message as it resonates with you. But for me, it means your I amness is the way. Your I amness is the truth and your life. You must know your I amness to know your goddess. That's what that text means to me. A part of your I amness is your intuition. You know, in our culture, I know the way I grew up fundamentalist, Pentecostal. It was like a strict interpretation, literal interpretation of the Bible. I don't have that same perspective today. Today, I feel like the Bible is more of metaphorical. It's stories to help us see ourselves. It's a book about us. And so when Ascended Master Jesus said to the disciples, I am the way and the truth and the life, he wasn't saying, Jesus Christ is the way. That's not what he was saying. He was talking about his I amness, okay? His I amness. That's what he was talking about. So a lot of times, we have mistaken this text to believe that Jesus Christ is the one that's going to save you. But really, God lives in all of us, right? And when he talked about the Father, he was talking about the God within him. And today, I'm referring to the goddess within you, within me. Your intuition is clear knowing. It is knowing something without physical proof. If you're into human design, this energy is in your gate 57. And if you have this gate defined in your chart, your body graph chart, then you know your intuition talks to you all the time. I have this gate defined in my body graph, and I can remember it just as a child. I just knew things. I couldn't explain how I knew them, but then it would always turn out that, that was what it was. It would be simple things. I remember a few years ago, maybe 6-7 years ago, my brother and I, we were riding on the road, and there had been an ice storm, and we had two directions we could go. And so my brother, he knows me. We grew up together. He knows that I have the gift. And so he asked me, he said, which way we should go. And I clearly heard the answer in my spirit, in my head, my inner voice was speaking to me, my intuition. And I told him, go left. So we went left, which took us a little bit out of the way, but we went that way. Once we made our way back around to where we really needed to be on the other end of our destination, the highway was completely closed because there was like this big ice pile up. So if we had gone that way, we would have been stuck on the highway for hours. So intuition, you want to listen to your intuition. It is clear knowing. Now, what happens when you listen to your intuition? When you listen to your intuition, you are divinely guided. Your intuition it's an awareness that's there, and it will help you. It will tell you, go left, go right, go a different way home this time, or don't wear that today. It will give you information that will help to keep you safe. You will find yourself being at the right place at the right time with the right people. Now, sometimes it don't always look that way. That's why you can't be moved by what you see. You have to use your third eye, your inner vision, to see versus your outside eyes. Because sometimes you can see a situation and it's not what it looks like. So your intuition, you have to just rest and trust. It's about self-trust, trusting yourself, trusting your higher self, your intuition, to say, okay, if she tells me to go this way, I'm just going to trust that. This is how I move throughout my life. Now, let me tell you what happens when you don't listen. When you don't listen, you find yourself with the wrong people, at the wrong place, at the wrong time. I've personally experienced that. I can testify to that. And then my intuition, when I realized, okay, I'm not listening. There have been times in the past where I didn't want to listen because I really like the person, or I really wanted to go somewhere and do something or whatever. And I could clearly hear my intuition saying, don't do that, or don't mess with them. You need to cut them off or whatever. And then I find out, later on, I didn't listen. And then I've made a grave misstep. And then I have to course correct. I have to pivot and get back on track. So when you listen to your intuition, you're going to be divinely guided. That's one. Number two, you'll find yourself on the right path, at the right place, at the right time, with the right people. That's number two. Number three, you will be more connected to the energy and the frequency of peace and harmony. If you do not fight your inner reality, you just go with the flow, there is no suffering. It's only when your intuition is telling you one thing, but you don't want to accept what she's telling you. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to follow the instructions, and you're fighting, you're resisting that. And then what happens later on? You experience suffering. So those are some things that happen when you listen to your intuition. Now, how do you listen to your intuition? Again, like I said, if you have the gate 57 defined in your body graph chart, it will just be there, constantly on all the time. You probably won't have to do much to tap in. I know I don't. If you don't have that defined in your body graph chart, then you will have to be still more. You will have to listen to your inner voice. You will have to look within yourself and just know that everything that you are destined to be, everything that you need, every resource that you need is already inside of you. Think of your intuition like a seed. When you have a seed, let's say you have an apple seed. The apple seed does not go and talk to the orange seed or the acorn or any other kind of seed and say, hey, can you tell me what I'm supposed to be doing, where I'm supposed to be, or whatever. The apple seed does not do that. The apple seed knows that everything that it needs to become the apple tree is already inside of him. So this is something that you can think of yourself like. You are the apple seed. You are the apple seed, and everything that you are destined to be and every resource that you need is housed within you. And all you have to do is look within yourself. Number three, you want to meditate. Now you can do traditional meditation. I highly recommend breath work. Breath work keeps, if you have monkey brain, it brings you back into the present moment to just breathe. Just deep breathing, it helps to bring you to the frequency of peace, the energy of harmony. It brings you into a state of calmness. So I would say breath work. That's a form of meditation. I like to take nature walks. It's just something about me being in nature. Everything around me speaks to me. The trees, the flowers, the plants, the animals, the birds, they all just speak to me. And I can hear clearly. It's like they're speaking to my higher self, my inner goddess. And it just brings me into a place of peace and harmony and calmness. So I would highly recommend that you do that. Now, the most important thing in this whole process, however you do it, you are free to be yourself and feel free to do it your way. These are just recommendations. But one of the most important things is to know thyself, to know that you are a god or goddess. That's who you are. And you have divine rights already available, rights and resources available to you right now. And all you have to do is tap into that energy. Your intuition is the way shore that will show you how to tap into that energy. So once you get on the same frequency with your intuition, one, by being still, eliminate the distractions, turn off the phone, get off social media, turn off the TV, get away from people, get to a quiet, still place, and just sit for a moment. Another thing that Ascended Master Jesus said in the Bible was that he said, be still and know that I am God. He was referring to the God within him. You have the same God, goddess living within you. And when you get still and get quiet, you can hear and you can tap into that energy. You have to go within, because whatever your world on the outside is, it's a reflection of what's going on the inside. That's why you always hear us say, go within. You are the universe. Go within. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Go within. That's where you're going to find your answers. That's where you're going to find your treasure. And then the final thing is to meditate. Meditate, meditate, meditate. However you want to do it, whatever it looks like for you, meditate. So that's what I have for you today. Law 4, listen to your intuition. I hope this episode has been of value to you. And until we speak again, be the light.